Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Planted Cauliflower. I am Carly, and today we're going to be talking about houseplant myths and truths. It's going to be a fun one. It's a little bit more of a lighthearted video, so definitely excited to film this for you. Please hit subscribe and get that notification bell turned on. I would really hate for you to miss any of this fun content that I'm making for you guys. And don't forget to give me a like. It really helps my channel and it helps me get seen by more people and it helps grow our community, and that is what we're trying to do. So definitely give me a thumbs up if you feel I deserve one. And let's go ahead and get right into it.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time?
Okay, so I tried to decide how I was going to do this. Am I going to go all through the myths, all through the truths? And then I finally just decided, you know, I'm going to mix them up. I'm going to do a myth and a truth till we get through them. Hopefully I won't keep you guys too long, but let's go ahead and go through it. And here is one houseplant myth, which is kind of a half myth. But anyway, I feel like it's so overpushed that it counts as a myth. That houseplants purify your air. Yes, houseplants do purify your air, but the myth part of it is that having even as many as I have doesn't purify the air in my home to an extent that is different for me. You would have to have one plant per inch of your home to really get purification of your actual air, to get all the pollutants out of your air, all the contaminants. Yes, plants do purify air, but getting a few houseplants is not going to take away the need for an actual purification system for your home. I can promise you that with over 250 plants in my house, I'm still breathing pretty much the same quality air that's outside my house. They do have their benefits. They are beautiful. They help your mental health. They do purify to an extent, but putting plants in your home is not going to replace any really good quality air purifier if you're in a very polluted area. So that's one houseplant myth. Houseplant truth, and I already touched on this just a little bit in the myth. Plants help your mental health. They absolutely help my mental health. I wake up every morning and see my plants, and it's almost like seeing my children. It gives me a feeling of such pride and love and contentment, and when I care for them, it gives me purpose, and it helps clear the clutter in my brain. It helps my anxiety. It gets me up and doing things and active when I'm in a depressive state. I do have depression and anxiety, so that's real fun to have in a combo. So if you have both, you know what I mean. But plants absolutely do make my mental health feel better. And I'm not saying it's a fix. Go out and get 300 plants and you will be cured of your mental issues. But it does help me. It helps pull me out of whatever episode I might currently be in. And it makes me calm and collected, and it gives me purpose. And plants are amazing for that. And I thank my plants for giving me that relief every single day. Okay, houseplant myth. You need a watering schedule. That would be a myth, because watering your plants on a schedule is absolutely not going to give your plants the best care. Plants are all different. They need different watering times. They need different fertilizing times. And if you water all your plants on Saturday, you might be letting some of your plants that prefer a little bit more water get a little too thirsty, and eventually they will suffer for it. So watering every Saturday isn't always the best for plants that like to be neglected a little bit either. Maybe they're not ready for water, and then at that point you are overwatering them because they would really prefer to be watered every 2 weeks instead of every Saturday. So you definitely have to find a schedule that works for you, that's not the typical schedule everybody thinks of. And that brings me into my watering truth, my planting truth. You can have a watering schedule. It's just not the type that you think it is. By watering every Saturday, we already went over what that can do to your plants, but you can check your plants every Saturday, water just the ones that need it. And then think to yourself, well, this one might need water in a few days, so I'm gonna come back on Wednesday or Tuesday, halfway through the week, and just check it again. And that would still be a schedule of sorts. Checking every 3 or 4 days your plants just to see who needs what care is still a schedule. It's just not the typical schedule that everyone tends to think of. when they start getting plants. Houseplant myth. It's bad to fertilize in the winter. You should never fertilize plants in the winter. That's not necessarily true. I would suggest feeding them lighter, less often, but you still can fertilize your plants in the winter, especially if your plants are still giving you growth. My plants personally grow all winter. I had winter growth all winter long. My plants never stopped growing, so I pretty much still fertilized them like they were in the summer. I live in a very warm climate. It doesn't really freeze here too much until the end of the winter, and my plants got regular fertilizer all the way through. So you absolutely can fertilize in the winter. You just might do it less frequently depending on where you live. Okay, planty truth. New plant parents have everything to offer to the plant community. Your suggestions, your takes on what's going on with your plants, your care tips are all valid and all useful to even veteran plant people. I will see a lot of stuff saying if you're new to plant care, you don't know what you're talking about, don't offer care tips for winter, don't offer care tips for summer, don't offer tips for this or for that, because you're new and you don't know what you're doing. That's not true. You're learning, and when you learn something and want to pass that along, that is valuable to the plant community. Don't let anyone tell you if you're a new plant parent that you don't have anything to offer to the plant community, because you absolutely do, and that is a truth. Okay, this will be my final myth, that you can water orchids with ice cubes. There is a whole group of people that seem to want to die on the hill of watering their orchids with ice cubes. Oh, but I've been doing it for 3 years and my orchid's alive. Well, somebody can drive without a seatbelt for 3 years and still be alive. It's the luck of the draw. You are not supposed to water orchids with ice cubes. You're not supposed to freeze your roots. Just because your orchid's living doesn't mean that that's good for everybody's orchids. You, my friend, have been lucky. Don't water your orchids with ice cubes. There's even tags on orchids that say just 3 ice cubes a week keeps us watered. No, absolutely not. Look up the proper care for your orchid. Give it the love and attention it deserves, and let it thrive. Ice cubes are not the way to water your orchids. I'm sorry, they're just not. And here is a last houseplant truth. You don't need good light to have plants. You don't need a full bay of southern windows to have beautiful plants. That's what grow lights are for. Plants can thrive in artificial and ambient light. Even plants that require high light, just put them really close to a grow light. If you have a northern facing apartment and all your light is northern and you can't really get your plants to thrive, get yourself some really good grow lights. Put up the grow lights on shelves. Get a cabinet with lights. Get some light bulbs that are grow bulbs, and you can have a flourishing indoor jungle even without the best light in your home. It is absolutely possible, and I love to see people discover this because it opens them up to a whole new species and type of plant, and I really, really, really encourage you to look into some really good grow lights if you don't have the best lighting in your home. It will change your planting world. Okay guys, so that is my houseplant myths and truth. I hope you enjoyed a little bit more of a lighthearted, fun video from me. So let me know if you have any comments, questions, or concerns in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and definitely give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your interaction with my account. I try my best to answer everybody who comments, and I'm definitely looking forward to interacting with you guys. Please go ahead and like and follow me on Instagram or TikTok. I really appreciate it. My link tree is listed down below. All the stuff that I use and I have in my planting collection as far as products is listed in my Amazon storefront, which is also in my link tree if you want to check that out. I would really appreciate it. And if you have anything to tell me, I'll see you in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you get to spend lots of time today with your plant babies.